One thing that we added relatively recently, so here's a sort of somewhat personal story. So I have a relative who was in Canada, a relatively famous pro athlete. And I might get the timing a little bit wrong, but basically after he retired, he had an autobiography ghost written for him. The way I recall the story is, so he was a hockey player, so in British parlance, an ice hockey player. And so what he did was he hired an English a professional sports writer, sports journalist, who I think was an expert in soccer and knew nothing about hockey. And he hired him as his ghostwriter. And so it was very interesting because, but anyway, the thing that my uncle loved about the process was they would just, get together, drink whiskey, and the guy would ask my uncle questions, and he would sort of remember stories, and he would impart these stories to the ghostwriter. But the ghostwriter, because the ghostwriter wasn't an expert in his area, he could actually ask better questions than maybe an expert in hockey writing would have, because he had to learn things, and then he would learn my uncle's perspective on things, and he could compare that to other people's perspective on things and stuff like that. So we've actually got a ghost interview skill, which is basically like, if you like to talk, if you like to review kind of your own stories from your life and things like that, but in this case, for most Leanpub books, it's going to be kind of professional stories, like, oh, remember that time, the site went down because of a mistake I made because I got too aggressive with this approach or something like that. What you can do is you can talk to the GhostAI to tell it stories from your life, or again about your topic, and things that you recall, just like you were talking to a person, a ghostwriter. And then it can help you turn those stories into chapters, turn those stories into content.